in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about is a thing that women seem to have a problem with, man. Women need to learn how to be cooperative and how to build with the man. Notice I said build with. I didn't say build a man, because it is not the woman's responsibility to build the man. It is the man's responsibility to build himself into the best version of himself. But along the way of building himself up, if he chooses to be with a woman, the woman must have a spirit of cooperation. She must have a strong understanding of building with the man, which means there is something that she must contribute to the relationship. And yes, it can go beyond femininity. It can also go into the realm of spending money, saving money, and things of that nature. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you a lady, and she's going to tell you how she chose to build with her man. And I want you to notice the spirit of cooperation that this lady has. Then I'm going to also give you my analytical commentary. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. As I pull it up. There we go. Sorry about the delay.
I chose the build with your partner route, so I can firsthand tell you whatever it is that you need to know about building with a man. First off, I never had to build him. I saw every single quality that he had when we first got together. I knew he was someone that was going to take care of me. I knew he would be a great father, and I knew that he would be a great provider and amazing at anything that he would put his mind to do. And
see, first, I want you to notice, man, when a woman truly wants to build with a man and truly wants to be cooperative, she has to view him as a man of value. You hear how she is speaking about him? I just knew he was going to be a good man. I knew he was going to be a good father. This is a woman who puts the man on a pedestal. Instead of what women want you to do today, modern women, they want you to put them on the pedestal. This woman took the other route. She went the other direction. And she saw her man as what they want to call a king. You get what I'm saying? So a woman first has to value the man. The woman first must see him as something priceless, to see something in him. This is what your intuition's supposed to do, ladies. You're supposed to be intuitive and understand when you have a good man of character. And once you have that faith in your man, then you go ahead and you begin to work with your man with a spirit of cooperation.
That he would put his mind to do. And that's exactly what he did. When we met, he was living with his parents and I was living with my mom. I ended up moving in with him and his parents. Maybe about like 8 months in, he ended up getting a different job, and 5 months later, we were in our own place. He has always done everything that he needed to do to take care of me. And it's something I will always appreciate.
Now, let's talk about that. Now, first, I would say this right here. I don't think any man should move his woman in to his place if he himself is living with his own parents. I think you need to get out on your own, get your own place, and then go that way. But that's my personal humble opinion right there, right? And also, man, what this woman keeps saying, how much she's appreciating this man. She appreciates. This is what it looks like, ladies. When men say they want you to be cooperative, feminine, humble, pleasant to be around, this is what you're hearing in this woman right here. This is what men want. We don't want what you're giving us today. Let's keep going.
And it's something I will always appreciate. I say that to say, vet the man that you're going to be with. It doesn't matter if he has money or he doesn't have money. Vet him. A man with money could beat your ass. And a man without money could also beat your ass. So do not equate a man's manlyhood on a dollar.
Now, what I'm going to do, I showed you one example, right? 1 second, y'all. I showed you one example of a woman who wants to build with her man, with the cooperation that men speak of, right? So what I'm going to do is show you a man who describes a woman, and he's going to describe a woman to the T of what you're seeing out there, to a T of the type of attitude of the woman that you got to look out for. If she acts like this, or if she leaves you for a lesser man, it's because she didn't want to be with you. She didn't want to build with you. If you are a good man and you're a good man of character, and you know you ain't no messed up person, and she just couldn't be with you, she had to go back to the streets, there's a reason for that. And we're finna cover that right now. 1 second, I'll put it up on the screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, when a woman doesn't want to change or grow up or grow out of her toxic ways, she will actually leave a man of value. She'll actually leave a man that has standards and go to a man of lesser value. She will leave you for a man that she knows will accept her lifestyle no matter what she's doing. She'll leave you for a man that she knows that she can control and manipulate, a man that has no standards, and a man that's going to be all about her just because he's sprung off of her physical looks. There are some Jezebelic women out there that will destroy relationships with good men because they cannot handle the standards that that man is setting, and they cannot handle a man that stands on principles.
That's it. That's what I want to say. Any woman who is not mature enough to be with a good man will always rebel against a man who has principles and standards and routines. You get what I'm saying? Because a man who is successful, or a man who is striving for success, he will demand structure of her. He puts structure in his own life. And then when he gets a woman, he wants to include that woman into a structure. You get what I'm saying? But if the woman is used to being outside, used to being in the streets, used to running over a man because she's very domineering, or she's just very stubborn, quick to talk crap back to you. Whenever she doesn't get her way, she's disrespectful and rude. That woman would not exist well inside of a structure that is created by a man who is on the right path. It never happens. So what she does, she'll leave you to go get another man. And that other man will be a lesser man. It will be a man that will put up with her shenanigans. It will be a man who will not put no type of standards or boundaries on her. He may speak on it. He may threaten, don't you do this right here, or this may happen. You better not go out there. You better not do this. But he has no nuts to enforce it. So whenever she crossed that line, it only takes one time. It only takes one woman, it only takes a woman one time to cross your boundary before she sees you as a punk. Just one boundary, one time. It don't take a whole lot. It just takes one time for a woman to see that you're not going to stand on business, that you're not going to stand up for yourself, that you're not going to let your nuts hang and be a man. It just takes one time. So she deliberately goes out and seek men like this, simps, weak men, Ray Ray, Pookie, Nook Nook. And don't get it wrong, like I said before, these type of beta male simps, they will still fight other men. They will do that. They'll try to be gangster. They'll try to be thug. They may be physically strong, but mentally weak when it comes to a woman, okay? So when it was never you, if you know you was going on the right path and she kept starting fights on purpose, she was trying to get away from you anyway. And it's not you, it's her, because she knows she cannot live up to the ideal that you have of what a woman should be. And she doesn't want to change. If she wanted to change, she would. But some of these women have so many trauma bonds. They are set in their ways. They're not going to change. And they have a strong desire for the streets because that's where they come from. They like certain hostile, toxic environments. And you don't like that. So therefore, she got to start a little problem in your home so she can get that fix of toxicity. And if you're not giving enough of it to her, or just giving her enough freedom to do what she wants, go when she wants to go somewhere, let her come and go as she pleases, she'll leave you to go find a weaker, lesser man that will put up with that foolery. Let's keep going.
A man that stands on principles. And then she'll say things like, oh, this is just who I am, and you trying to change me. You steady trying to change me. This is just who I am. But really, her saying this is just a cop-out because she's not ready to mature. She's not ready to grow up and get rid of her toxic ways. Never let a woman convince you, fellas, that you are not enough, because it's not even that. It's just the fact that she needs a weaker man that'll accept her toxicity.
Exactly what I said. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to play that woman one more time without no interruption. The first clip I played. You know what? I'm going to go to another one, then I'm going to get to her. Excuse me for a second, because you got to hear. Now I'm gonna show you an example of women, how they act about building. I'm sorry, I got so much I'm doing. I apologize. Let's keep going. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, as I put it on your screen. Now listen to this conversation between this man and these women talking about building a man.
Are you interested in building with a man, or does he need to have the castle already built for you to kick your feet up?
I'll build with a man. Like, I kind of agree with Akira on that point, where she was like, sometimes when a man gives you everything already built, he has these unrealistic expectations of how you're supposed to maintain that or what you're supposed to do because he provided all that. And because
Bingo. I hope you caught that, because you're going to hear that a lot. What you hear is a woman who is not cooperative, who is not feminine, and who is not submissive. What she said was the problem. She calls it a problem. She identifies it as a problem or an obstacle. What she said was, whenever you meet a man who already has his stuff together, who already has his life together, that man who built himself to be the best version of himself, that man who has built his life from the ground up and got it from the mud, he's going to expect certain behaviors from a woman. And she says she's not willing to do so. This is one of those women I tell you about who are too domineering. These are the women who want to be the head and want the man to be the tail. This is the woman who's going to be rebellious and stubborn. You can't tell her nothing. She's going to reject every type of leadership that you show at her. Whenever you tell her to stop doing this or to do that, she's going to say that you're controlling. Okay? You cannot protect what you can't control. So as soon as you decide to go out in those streets and behave in a manner or dress in a manner that your man advised you not to act or dress like, and men come to you and want to do something to you, now you want to run to him, ask for protection so he can possibly lose his life or get harmed. These type of women you got to look out for. Women, I'm going to tell you straight up, today's modern day women, black women in particular, do not want men who got their own stuff. Majority of them don't. You know why? Because there's no power. This is why they always talking about 50-50 relationships, which I am strongly against. Oh, for my new subscribers, let me break that down. I believe in being able to pay 100% of the bills. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that the woman cannot pay bills. She should pay bills. She should contribute because she is a helper, a helpmate, a helpmeet. And so therefore, she must have a position to play to help you. Okay? When I say that you should be able to pay 100% of the bills, that means that when that lady leaves you, if she leaves you, or if that woman gets hurt and she can't work for 2 or 3 months or 6 months, you are still able to pay all the bills without stressing. When you are in a 50-50 relationship, most times, majority of the time, you are financially codependent on that woman's income. I do not want a man to be codependent on anyone else's income. I want a man to be able to function at 100% at all times. Okay? So this is why those women say that, because when you give them 50-50, when you allow yourself to become financially codependent on a woman, she feels that she is your equal. She feels she has a stronger say than you. Even though it's supposed to be 50-50 and it's supposed to be equal, she's going to feel that she's at 51% and you at 49%, and what she says goes. I'm just letting you know right now, women just want to have the leverage over a man. Keep going.
expectations of how you're supposed to maintain that or what you're supposed to do because he provided all that. And because I have issues with control. Like I consider myself semi-submissive when it comes to certain things, and I think we get submissive a little bit wrong in how it's supposed to really be defined. But I like a man who leads. I like a man to take charge, but I also like to be myself. I like to be an individual. I like to have my own life apart from that.
You cannot be an individual or semi-submissive. That don't even make sense. Either you are 100% submissive, or you're not. Like you are 100% a real man, or you're not. You ain't gonna be a halfway man or a halfway woman. Okay? You want to be an individual. What that means is she wants to do her own thing. She has her own plans, her own agendas, and you can't say nothing about it. I'm not saying that she can't have certain things that she wants to do or like to do. That's not what she means. You get what I'm saying? She means that if she wants to do something, regardless of how it makes you feel, she's going to want to do it anyway, and she expects you to deal with it because she is going to do it anyway. That's exactly what she's saying to you. Let's keep going.
Own life apart from that man. But a lot of times men with money and men who can provide that castle lifestyle have these expectations that I just can't, it just don't sit well with my spirit. I'm just not that type of girl. But more power to those who are. I just can't do it. So I prefer to build with, but building with means you coming with what I'm coming with, not me picking you up out the dirt and the mud, because I am a big proponent of stop, normalizing struggle love, because at the end of the day, I'm not for the struggle of. You have to come with at least what I come with. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a real
that's
good one, if
reasonable.
you're a
That's
real
reasonable.
good one,
That's fair.
and I have emotional needs, so if you could provide a little bit more of the emotional support or something, you might be able to get with a little bit less, but not much. So at least come with
Her demands. These are not standards. These are demands. She demands that you take care of her emotional needs. She demands that you have the same amount of stuff she had. But what she said earlier was she's going to be semi-submissive. It don't sit well with her spirit to do what the man says. But she says also, certain men who got their lives together going to want to have expectations of the woman, and she don't want to do that because it doesn't sit well with her spirit. She's telling you everything she's not going to give to you, but she's also telling you everything that you better give her. Just a selfish woman.
what I'm coming with, and let's build this next level. But I mean, if I knew that the man that came with the castle wasn't disrespectful and negatively controlling, I would go for it. But a lot of that's not true. Usually the people with money, men with money, have those expectations, and if you can't handle that, then you shouldn't be messing with that type of man. And because I know myself, and I know I'm a button pusher, and if I feel
Thank you. This is a hell-raising woman. You notice she keep going back to the fact that certain men who got their lives together, who are successful, who has money, they're going to have, again, certain expectations or a behavior. They want certain behavior to come from their woman. They want a peaceful woman. She's not a peaceful woman. Because what did she just tell you? She said that she is a button pusher. That means she's going to do shit to piss you off on purpose. She may do things to purposely make you feel jealous just to see what your response would be. She's going to test you. She's going to be a habitual line stepper. She's always going to be nitpicking and nagging and doing things to irritate you. Why? Because in her own admission, she's a button pusher. This is not a peaceful woman. She don't have a man now. And she won't get one, especially the type of man that she may well say, any successful man is not for her. Go get you a builder man. Go build a ninja. Go do that. Go find a Pookie. And because they don't care. You can do whatever. Do that with them. But for self-respecting men who are out there getting their money and doing well, it's not going to deal with a woman who come right out and tell you she's a button pusher.
Because I know myself, and I know I'm a button pusher. And if I feel backed up in a corner, I feel like somebody's trying to control me, I lash out, and that's my issue. So
I won't lie. No, I 100% agree with you. I've been saying.
Now he talking like a simp. I 100% agree with you. No pushback, no questioning what she just said about the negative things. This man, I guess I don't know if I ain't talking bad about him. Maybe he's just trying to get views. I don't know. But he should have addressed those things that I just said to you. Because everything she said was just for her. It wasn't for nobody else. It was just for her. Her happiness, her peace, whatever. So, again, like I said, I'm going to play that first clip with no interruption because I like what she said. So this could be a lesson to people who don't understand the spirit of cooperation. Let's get it.
I chose the build with your partner route, so I can firsthand tell you whatever it is that you need to know about building with a man. First off, I never had to build him. I saw every single quality that he had when we first got together. I knew he was someone that was going to take care of me. I knew he would be a great father, and I knew that he would be a great provider and amazing at anything that he would put his mind to do. And that's exactly what he did. When we met, he was living with his parents, and I was living with my mom. I ended up moving in with him and his parents. Maybe about like 8 months in, he ended up getting a different job, and 5 months later, we were in our own place. He has always done everything that he needed to do to take care of me, and it's something I will always appreciate. I say that to say, vet the man that you're going to be with. It doesn't matter if he has money or he doesn't have money. Vet him. A man with money could beat your ass, and a man without money could also beat your ass. So do not equate a man's manlyhood on $1.
Facts. That was a pretty good example of a spirit of cooperation right there, of humility and submissiveness. Or just saying she's just a person that you can be around because she's pleasant to be around. It is what it is, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one now. You hear?